I do not encourage nor condone any of the actions performed or products shown in this video. All of the videos are produced in a safe and controlled environment. Do not attempt to replicate any of the actions performed during this video.
Hello there friend, how are you feeling today? Welcome to another video here on this channel. Today I wanted to show you and be together for a little bit in my childhood rooftop. I will show you a couple of videos that I took so you have a better idea of where I am at. But this is basically a place where I spent a lot of hours when I was younger, even though my mom didn't allow me to come here because supposedly the roof where I'm sitting on, it's a little bit fragile, but you know, it has been fine for 23 years, so what is one time more? So today I want to smoke a couple cigarettes, drink a little bit of my mint tea that I have right here prepared. It is still very hot today, it's a cold day, so it's going to be a great combination. And I just wanted to leave this video recorded somewhere on the internet because this house is eventually going to get sold. I don't know if it's very close or if it's still a little bit more far away, but still this is such an important place to me. I wanted to leave it recorded and out there so I can revisit it when I can no longer come here physically. So today I'm going to be having some L&M Blue cigarettes, which I'm excited for. Let's light up the first one. We have lots of things to talk about. It has been at least 3 days since I have smoked a cigarette, so let's get this party started, why don't we? I have wanted to record this video here for a little while now, but I feel like, first of all, here I am very exposed to the neighbors. I mean, everyone can see me. There's neighbors there, there's neighbors there, there's neighbors there, and they can see me. They are probably looking out the window and being like, I knew she was weird, but this is a little bit much. But I feel like this is such an important place and I don't know how much longer I can postpone it, you know? Not wanting to seem dramatic, but still, it is a little bit dramatic to lose your, you know, the home you grew up in. Let's see if my tea is drinkable or if it's still too hot. It's a little bit warm. Do you know that feeling when hypothetically you have just come out of your seemingly endless cycle of being in a rut and life feels like it's feeling great again, but then a couple weeks go by and you are like thriving and everything is going so well and you think that all of your past troubles are not going to haunt you anymore, but all of a sudden everything goes wrong at the same time. I wonder why that happens. It cannot be that everything goes wrong at the same time. I feel like maybe you are more sensitive to it. When something is going wrong, you realize all of the other things. I just came out of a period of around 3 weeks where just everything was going wrong. I had a parent get very sick. I had a close friend really hurt me. I had troubles at my job. I almost lost my job for something I didn't do, which was very stressful. My eczema is coming back and I have to walk around with these band-aids so it doesn't spread through my hands. My car broke down and just a whole lot of things happened very quickly, and I was just like, what in the world? Couldn't these things have been a little bit more scattered through the period of a couple months? I don't know, like 6 months or something like that. But it was everything in the span of like 3 weeks, and now everything is like finally clearing up, and I finally looked up and I'm like, okay, I can breathe a little bit again. So for the past 3 days I haven't even been able to smoke because I was terribly busy trying to fix everything that had to be fixed, and now I feel like I can breathe a little bit and talk to you, which makes me so happy. But I've talked about this with my mom. It sometimes seems like when there's one thing to go wrong, every other thing feels like it's the time. They just say to each other, you are going wrong, I'm gonna go wrong as well at the same time. Let's give this girl a little bit of a challenge. That's just life, I guess. I usually really love having my teas unsweetened, especially if I'm having them with a cigarette. Well, this is only the second time in my life that I've had tea with a cigarette. I'm more of a coffee drinker, but today I wanted something minty and I don't have any mint to put into my coffee. Now, the little paper did fall into the tea. No, I did not want that to happen, but it did, and I was not going to reach with my bare hands because I was going to burn myself. So I guess I'm just drinking a little bit of tea with a little bit of paper in it. Today I was driving here and I saw a couple pigeons playing and bathing in a puddle of water because it has been raining quite a lot, and I looked at them and they were like splashing around and like rolling themselves in the water, which I didn't even know pigeons did, and I was just like, maybe life is beautiful again, you know. I feel like I have become more desensitized to when a lot of things are going wrong. I feel like when you are like 15 or 14 and a lot of things start going wrong, or you feel like a lot of things are going wrong, you are very sensitive to it because you have never felt this amount of pressure and this amount of things happening at the same time. But as that happens throughout your life, because it never stops, you know, you go through very bad periods and then you get a little bit better and then bad again and then very good and then very bad, whatever. It's just, you know, interminable cycle. But I feel like I'm a little more desensitized to it now. Desensitized? How do you say that? Well, I think I got it right on the first one. That I can kind of try and appreciate the chaos as it's happening. I say try, take it with a grain of salt, because it's definitely not easy when everything is like, whoa, and there's like this cloud on your head and it's just, everything seems like so difficult. You can just stand back for a minute and be like, wow, what in the world is this chaos? Is this ever going to be fixed? Yes, as I said, I believe it's a cycle. I have experienced it to be a cycle, and eventually things do get better. But while they are not getting better, while they are still getting worse, it feels like a very big roller coaster into, you don't even know where, because you don't see anything. There's no light. You're just going into a roller coaster to like a pit. But then eventually it brings you back up. So that's what I've been feeling lately. It's great to feel that I can breathe again. I feel like these periods of hardships, hard things going on, I believe that maybe I'm looking at the ground too much because I'm preoccupied or sad or anxious or whatever, but I feel like when I start getting better, I finally look up and I see the light coming from the sky, and it feels like maybe if I just looked at the sky a little bit more often, things would be a little bit easier. I don't know if this makes any sense, but sometimes it feels like you are just like this, looking at the ground, you know, and if you just did this, you could see so much more. I'm talking to myself, you know, I'm just trying to understand how I can make this easier for myself the next time it comes around. Because granted, this time I was feeling anxious because of external factors, but a lot of times I get into these ruts just by thinking too much. Just inside of my own head, I make myself fall into these pits, and maybe if I just looked around a little bit, looked at the birds, they are playing around in puddles, whether I see them or not. Maybe I'm just not looking at them. Oh my goodness, there's a bee. It's a very big bee. I'm afraid of it. Oh my god, okay. Maybe if I just looked around, I would see the pigeons, you know, and I would see my dog being so happy and my cats cuddling and, you know, the leaves rustling or whatever they say in the movies. But I feel like when you are so closed off with your own worries, it's difficult to look around and see all of these things. I believe that as I grow up, it will get easier to look around and get out of myself, because, you know, sometimes you make things worse for yourself by thinking so much about them. Sometimes if you just be like, well, okay, let's take a little bit of space from all of these things, it would be easier. I don't know. I don't think I have lived enough to make that realization yet, but maybe in a couple of years I will. Now this tea is feeling marvelous. I wish I would have sweetened it a little bit. Actually, I'm craving a little bit of sugar right now, but I really like mint. I have some mint in my garden. I could have added it here also. I'm going to smoke another cigarette. Hopefully this one a little less troubled, thinking about things that are a little bit more beautiful than all of the whatever worries were troubling me before. There's another thing I feel that happens when you are sad. I feel like you squint your eyes more. Again, I'm talking about myself. I'm talking to myself as if I was looking in the mirror and telling myself all of the things that I think happened while I was not feeling so good. But I feel like when I'm sad, I'm like this, like clenching my forehead, and I just am like this all day, and it even hurts. It starts hurting, like my neck hurts and my shoulders hurt, and I feel a lot of tension. And maybe I could just like, okay, I'm feeling sad, things are going wrong, but let's stretch it out, let's, give a smile to the world. Let's, you know, relax our face muscles. Maybe that helps with the tension, you know. I feel like the way that you feel is a lot of times a mixture of both what's happening externally, but also things that you are doing internally. Maybe you don't even understand that you are doing them, like ruminating on thoughts, or, you know, clenching your jaw, stuff like that. Today I just needed a little bit of a breather, and I feel like I'm getting it right now, and I'm feeling so much better talking with you guys. I never really realize it until I haven't done it for a couple days, but it really helps me a lot. And reading the comments and seeing that there are so many people out there going through the same things at the same time as I am going through them makes me feel very human, makes me feel like I'm one of everyone, you know? I feel like sometimes I may feel a little bit like the other, like things are only going wrong for me, like I'm the only one that's suffering, but that is not true whatsoever, and my suffering to some people is the best day of their lives, you know, and it's all a matter of perspective, I think. Well, I'm pretty sure that I have realized by now. But sometimes it's just really hard to get yourself out of yourself and see things from a perspective of another, and I feel like that really helps a lot of the times. It's just difficult to do. I was playing some piano right before I came here and started recording for you guys. I walked my dog Luna, which was really nice as well. It's been getting really cold out here, hence why I have a scarf and my gloves from last year. I got these for $5.99 last year, I think, and I feel like they were one of the best purchases ever, because I don't like gloves that have like the fingers, you know, because I feel like I lose the ability of working with them. But these that just like hold on to my thumb and then just protect my palm, I love. I feel like this was a really great purchase. There's a couple birds watching me. They are standing on the top of the buildings in front of me. I wonder what they are thinking. I wonder if they think at all. Hey bird, if you can understand me, would you come here? Oh, those are big birds. I don't even know what they are, but they are quite large. They are like this size of bird. Maybe I don't even want them to come near because they seem a little bit threatening. I feel like I actually am going to take out my gloves now because it's getting a little bit warm in here. Maybe I can even take off my scarf. This is the thing with drinking tea and having a cigarette. It just warms you up so much. I feel like I have the appropriate amount of warmth in my body right now to where I don't need these gadgets anymore. It just feels so nice. I can feel a breeze on my neck right now and on my face, and dang, life is beautiful again. I can't believe I get to smile genuinely and feel happy, but this is the thing. Happiness does not come with the solving of external factors, and it does not come when you achieve a goal or something like that. You can be happy whenever in your life, and that really troubles me. The fact that I know that I can be happy even in the middle of chaos, but right now I'm not able to do it. And I feel like there's something that I'm missing, you know? There's a thought pattern that I'm not being able to get to. Because if happiness is a state of mind that can be achieved whenever, or I guess contentment, maybe not happiness, but contentment for sure, I feel like sometimes I get a little bit angry knowing that I spent so long feeling sad when I could have felt a little bit content at least. I wonder when I'm going to get to the age where I am way easily able to get to that state of contentment that I so hardly long for. I wonder if it's next year. I wonder if it's tomorrow. I feel like it's a more like slow progress than just from today to tomorrow, but maybe in a couple months, maybe next year, maybe in a couple years. I hope not when I'm like 80 or something, but maybe it takes that long. I don't know. But I guess that's the fun of being alive, is just figuring things out, because everything needs to be figured out. You don't spawn here with a manual. You have no clue what you are doing. At least I don't. Maybe you have a little bit of a clue, and for that I envy you a little bit. But I feel like most of us don't really know what in the world is going on, but we are still thriving and enjoying the things that there are to be enjoyed, you know. I'm going to put out my second cigarette. Have a little sip of my tea. I hope you have enjoyed a little bit of the chatter. I hope it distracted you a little bit from whatever was worrying you today, or I hope it made your happiness even better. Whatever you are feeling, I hope you are okay, and I hope you come back to watch more if you want to, and I'll definitely be back very soon, alright? So yeah, that's all I wanted to say for today. Have a good day. Bye!